Okay. So we're on 52 Nun Beis, Masechta Sukkah. So we talked about the first time they had a mechitza between men and women. There was by a funeral. So hi esped and my avidite. Whose hesped was this? Kligi berav dois of rabbanons. Machloikes rab dois and machacham. Chad amra Mashiach ben Yosef shenera. That prior to Mashiach ben David coming, there's going to be Mashiach ben Yosef who's going to be killed. So it was by the funeral of Mashiach ben Yosef. Hainu d'chsiv, Rabitu elai eit asher dakaru v'savtu alav k'misped al yochid. Look how he was stuck through with a spear, and there's going to be a big misped on him. Other says it was on the Yetzer Hara that was killed. So Bishlam Alamanda Mashiach ben Yosef Shnei Hainu d'chsiv Rabitu elai eit asher dakaru v'savtu alav k'misped al yochid. So that's a pasuk referring to Mashiach ben Yosef. El manda ma Yetzer Hara shenarag. Highest beta by the man. I understand. If the Yetzer Hara is going to be killed, what kind of eulogy? Simcha b'olam. If you're not going to make a funeral, we're not going to be sad. We're going to be happy. My bachu. Why were they sad when the Yetzer Hara was killed? Kiddush Rabbi Yehuda. Losid love of Yekadosh Baruch Hu Yetzer Hara v'shachta v'fnei tzaddik v'fnei rishonim. Kodesh Baruch Hu is going to bring out the Yetzer Hara. He's going to shecht the Yetzer Hara in front of the tzaddikim, in front of the rishonim. Tzaddikim nid melam kahar gavoya. The tzaddikim is going to unbelievable how it's like Mount Everest to overcome the Yetzer Hara. Rishonim nid melam kachut asara. The rishonim are going to see it as like a hair, really very easy to destroy. Halalu bach, halalu bach. They're both going to cry. They're gonna, how did we ever conquer this huge mountain? Woe is to us that we could not defeat this easy thing. Kodesh Baruch Hu will be in wonder as well. It'll be a wonder to the remnants of the people. That means it'll be a wonder to me as well. The Yetzer Hara initially is like a little string. It's like chains that are on a wagon. It gets tougher and tougher as time goes on. First, it's like a nothing little piece of string. Eventually, it's like chains that hold a wagon together. Mashiach ben David in the future will reveal himself to us. Kodesh Baruch Hu says to him, ask me one thing, anything, and I'll give it to you. Shenemra asapra el chok. I will give you what you need. So Mashiach ben David sees that Mashiach ben Yosef is going to get killed. I just want to stay alive. And you don't have to worry about Chaim. That life that was requested, I gave to you. Dorash Rav Avira Vitem Rav Shub ben Levi. Shiva Shemas Yeshol Yetzer Hara. The Yetzer Hara has 7 names. Kodesh Baruch Hu Kro Ra. Shenemar Ki Yetzer Lev Adam Ra Minu Ra. The Yetzer of a heart of a person's heart is Ra. Moshe Karo Orel. Shenemar Umaltem Es or Las Vavchem. We talked about this in the Novi Shir tonight. That the orla of the heart is the Yetzer Hara. So it's also an orel. David Kro Tome. Shenemar Lev Tahor Barali Elokim. Hashem created me a pure heart. Mechlal Deika Tome. There are impure hearts. So Tome is another synonym for the Yetzer Hara. Shloimo, karosone. Shneimar imra'ev sonacha. If your enemy is hungry, achileu lechem, give him bread. V'im tzameh ashkeu mayim. If he's thirsty, give him water. Ki gechalim ata chotel rosho. There are coals on his head. V'Hashem yishalem lach. Al tikra yishalem lach eli yashlimenu lach. He will make it complete. Yishayahu karo michshol. Yishayahu called the Yetzer Hara like a stumbling block. Shenemar solu panu derech. Harimu michshol miderech ami. Remove the obstacle. Yechezkel karo even. Shenemar v'asiro si a slave even. It's like a stone heart. Mipsarchem nesaglechem leiv basar. Yoel the Navi crowed Tzfoni, called him the northern one. Shenemar v'satzfoni archik malechem. I'll keep the northern one away. Tana Rabban v'satzfoni archik malechem. Zeh Yetzer Hara. Shetzafun, not from a pshat north. Shetzafun, he's hidden, like in the Seder night. Tzafun refers to what? To the Afikoimen, which we hide. Tzafun v'oimed b'libo shalodam. The Yetzer Hara is hidden in the heart of a human being. V'hidachtiv el eretz siyav shmama. We will push him off to a wild land and desolate land. L'mokom shei b'nei adam mitzum nizkaros b'hem. To a place where there's no human beings, where the Yetzer Hara will not shepherd with people. At panav el hayam kadmoni, will push his face to the early ancient ocean. And Yam HaKadmoni, the Gemara Darshans, should also avail of the Migdash Rishon. The Yetzer Hara put his eye on the Bayis Rishon and caused it to be destroyed and killed many Talmidei Chachamim there. The Sofal Hayam Acharon, and it will end up in the end will be the last ocean, which refers to Chazal say Shenosan Einav B'Migdash Sheni V'Chrivo. The Yetzer Hara looks at Bayis Sheni v'Harag Talmidei Chacham Shabo. V'Olav Hashov Atal Tzachanaso Shemeniach U'Masolim Yizgar B'Sunem Shel Yisrael. The Yetzer Hara leaves other nations alone. He just shepherds with Klal Yisrael. Klal Yisrael is very susceptible to be seduced by the Yetzer Hara more than other nations. Ki Higdil Asos. There's a godless involved. Meaning, Talmidei Chacham have a bigger Yetzer Hara than anybody. Ki hada Abai Shmai Lahu Gavra. Abai overheard a man, who told a woman, let's take a walk. Let's go take a walk. Abai said, I'm going to follow them. And obviously they're taking a walk because they want to find a hidden place so they can have a tryst. Also Basrayu, plus a Parsi Ba'agba. He followed them for 3 parsos in a meadow. But Kihavu Parshamadori, but they ended up not committing any Avera, and they separated from each other. Shamina de Kamri, Urchin Rechika V'Tzavsim. You know what? We had a long walk, and the company was very pleasant. So it was a very chaste encounter. Amra Abaya, Iman Desani Lihava. If I would have been in his shoes, I wouldn't be able to hold back from committing Avera. Also, Talonav should be Bur Didasha. He realized he had to do tshuva. He sat by the door that there's like a piece of wood that blocks the door from being opened. Also, Usaba, an elderly man came. Many times we learn that it refers to Eliyahu Navi. Don't be surprised. The greater the person is, the greater his Yetzer Makes sense because remember, Zelu Umad Zeh. If the Talmid Chacham didn't have a big Yetzer Hara, so there would have been no Bechira for him. The Yetzer Hara has to be high in such a person. Yetzer Hara of a person conquers him every day. Shenamar, Rak Kol Hayom. Rav Shimon Lakish. Yetzer Shalom Miskaber Allah B'chol Yom Vakish Lamisa. The Yetzer Hara overwhelms him every day, wants to kill him. Shenamar. So Fer Rashala Tzadik U'Vakesh Lamito. If it wasn't for Hashem helping us, we wouldn't be able to withstand the Yetzer Hara. Shenamar. Hashem lo yazven v'yodav lo yashenu b'yishavto. Tad Rabbi Shmuel im poga b'chon menuvel zeh. If you meet up with the Yetzer Hara, mashchel beis medrash, take him to the base medrash. Im even unimuach, the Torah, if it's a stone, will soften him. Im bar zalum yispotzeitz, and if it's steel, it'll explode. Now, im even unimuach, how could the even melt? Whoever is thirsty, go to water. And Torah is referred to as mayim. And stones are eroded over a long period of time with water. So the Torah, which is compared to water, will erode the even of the Yetzer Hara. In bar zalum is potzeitz. If the Yetzer Hara is made out of iron, it'll explode. Halo kod vari ka'esh num Hashem uchepatish ipotzet sela. Like a hammer that's brought down on a rock, it breaks up into pieces. Yetzer Hara mesicho mesito l'olam b'olam hazeh. The Yetzer Hara seduces him and causes him to commit avera in this world. And the same Yetzer Hara made alav l'olam haba gives testimony as to what he did in the Olam Haba. Shneimar, mifanek minoar avdo, va'achriso yehei manon. Manon shekein ba'at bak Rav Chia koren l'sada manon. Rav Chia had just like we have at bash, right? Aleph, Taf, Beis, Shin, Gimel, Reish. There's a way of transposing certain letters, first letter to the last letter. Rav Chia used to transpose tet to chet. Using that transposition, a witness is manon. And therefore, the Yetzer Hara serves as the witness as well. Ravuna showed a contradiction. He puts ruach znus, uksiv bekirbam. So hita means it's on the outside, and bekirbam it's on the inside. Beitchila hitam, in the beginning it's on the outside. L'sof bekirbam brings it into the inside. Amar Rava, beitchila karo heilech. The Yetzer Hara is called heilech. L'sof karo oreach. Then it's a guest. L'sof karo ish. Then it's the person. Shenema vayavo heilech li'ish ashir. Heilech came to the wealthy man. And he had mercy. First, he was going to take the sheep before afflicting the person, before like moving in. He took the sheep of a poor person, gave it. This is also in Shmuel Beis, we'll learn Mirz Hashem. A man has a small organ, referring to his genitalia. Marivo Savea. If he starves it and doesn't use it a lot, he's satisfied. Masbio, but if he's active with his little aver, Ra'ev, he'll always want more. And therefore he'll always be hungry. Shenemar, Kimaritam Vaizbo. Arnav Chana Baracham Ami Beirav. Arba Mischat Alem HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shabara. There are four types of people that HaKadosh Baruch Hu regrets that he created them. Eluhe, Galus, the concept of exile. Kazdim, the Chaldeans. Yishmaelim, the Arabs, the Yetzer Hara. Galus, T'chsiv, Be'atalami Ponum Hashem Ki Lakacha Imichinam. Hashem is regretful that he made Galus. Kazdim, T'chsiv, and here it's Kazdim, Ze'am Lo Haya. Doesn't exist anymore. Yishmaelim, Tichsiv, Yishlayu Oalim L'Shodedim, their tents are turned over to thieves. Ubatuchos L'Margize El Asher Avia Lo Abiyado. Elu Arovim, says Rashi, Ashochnim B'Olim B'Mor, they live in tents, and they tend sheep. And Hashem is the one who did it because he created them, and he regrets it. Yetzar D'Chsiv Asher Harei Oti. That means by me creating Yetzar, it leads to evil. If it wasn't for the next three psukim, Klal Yisrael wouldn't be able to stand. In a sense, Hashem takes some credit because he created the Yetzer Hara that causes them to sin. And that leads to all their problems. So in a sense, Hashem takes some of the responsibility. We will sing this Yom Kippur night. Hashem has fashioned us. So if Hashem fashioned us, if we commit Averis, it's because that's how Hashem fashioned us. The Pasuk says, I will remove your stone heart and give you a heart of flesh. So in a sense, Hashem is leading to us being chotem. Rav Papa Amrav, Hai Nami Vesruchi, Eitain Bekir Lechem. That I'm going to put my spirit inside of you. Vayareni Hashem Arba Charashim. In Zechariah, he's given a vision of 4 flowers. Maninu Arba Charashim. Amrav Chana Bar Bizna Rav Shimon Chasidim Mashiach ben Davi Mashiach ben Yosef. It refers to the 2 Mashiachs, Ve'eliyahu, the Kohen Tzedek. The Kohen is going to be the Kohen Gadol. Mazik Rav Sheshes Iach Yainu Zechsiv Vayomer Elai Ela Akronos Asher Zoros Yehuda. These are the corners. Hani Leshuva Asu. So the Chareshim are supposed to be the people who are enemies. How can you say that these are Mashiach and Eliyahu? Or Malay Shpil is Sefer Dikra. Go to the end of the pasuk. These 4, the 2 Mashiach, are going to help do battle against the goyim. Omer lebadi chana bagdata lamali. Rav Sheshes said, he said to Rav Sheshes that you're trying to argue with Rav Bagda. He's a baki in this area, and you're not going to be able to contend with him. V'hayazer shalom ashur ki yavo bartzenu v'chidroch bar nusein v'kimin aleinu shiva roim u'shmon nesichei adam. After Ashur conquers us, there will be set up 7 shepherds and 8 sort of princes of people. Now, maninu shiva roim. David be'emtza, Adam sheit u'mitushelach miyamino, Avram Yaakov u'Moshe bismolo. What happened to Yitzchak? It's not there. Rashi says, Adam sheit u'mitushelach tzdikim sheyu kodem amah. Bador enosh. Tzadik Gomer Haya was a complete tzaddik. Now, Umayninu Shmona Nesichei Adam. Who are the 8 princes? Yishai, Shaul, Shmuel, Amos, Tzfanya, Tzidkiah, Umashiach, ve'Eliyahu. The Maharsha says that the 7 mentioned were Royim because the Tanakh itself mentions that they were shepherds. So they're called Royim. And that's why Yitzchak Yitzchak was an Oived Adama. Yitzchak was not a shepherd. Then the Mishnah described Arba Salomis, 4 ladders that went up these tall lanterns. Tana Goiva Shalmanoi Chamishim was 50 amas high. It's 100 feet. 4 children climbing up each one with 120 lug. Lug kulu, was it all 120? 30 to each one. Maybe each one carried 120. Toshma. No, each one carried 30. 30 times 4 is 120. Shem kula lug. Tana. They were stronger than the sons of Martha Basbaisus because they were able to carry such heavy jugs of oil. On Rabbanashal Martha Basbaisus, it was said about the son of Martha, he was able to schlep the 2 thighs of the large oxen that was botched lakoch belav zuz. He was able to take small steps and not so fast. He was so strong that he could carry all this by himself. The brother Kohanim helped him. Even though he could technically do it by himself, it's much nicer for more people to do it. My mishubachim. What does it mean that they were strong? Are you telling me because it's so heavy? Hania kiritve. These thighs were even heavier from 30 lug. Elahasam kevish merubav loizokiv. Yeah. But there, the kohen schlepping the thighs only has to go up a slanted ramp. Here, they're climbing ladders straight up. Much harder to do carrying weight. Okay. Tomorrow we learn at 8 o'clock. Now, tomorrow we could learn in the shul. Again, for those who want, and I'll do the Zoom at 8 o'clock, same thing. Those who want to learn Zoom. And those who want to come to shul, come to shul.
8, okay.
Okay? 8 o'clock.
Very good.
Ernie.
Yes.
If you do it from shul, you need the